And we begin on this Friday night with the first clues in the mystery of Prince's death. The tributes still rolling out across the globe in the wake of his sudden passing. But the preliminary autopsy report tonight shedding a little light. Prince's body now returned to his family, traveling today in this hearse. While fans are still gathering outside his home in Paisley Park, ABC's Dan Harris is there, starting us off with new details of Prince's final moments.
At a news conference late today, the local sheriff said there were no obvious signs of trauma when Prince's body was found Thursday morning.
We have no reason to believe at this point that this was a suicide. But again, this is early on in this investigation.
He filled in some key details of those final hours, saying Prince was last seen at 8 o'clock Wednesday night after being dropped off by an acquaintance. The next morning, staff members got concerned.
They were trying to reach him yesterday morning and were unable to reach Prince. So they responded to Paisley Park to look for him and found him unresponsive in the elevator.
A transcript shows a 911 caller said, "We have someone who is unconscious at Prince's house."
At Paisley Park, 7801 Audubon Road, person down, not breathing.
First responders attempted CPR but couldn't revive him. At 10:07 a.m., he was pronounced dead. Today, the medical examiner conducted an autopsy, but they say they won't release results until they can get Prince's family and medical history and run a complete toxicology exam, which could take weeks.
Moline traffic, 990 Latino, turning final 27, Moline.
Just about a week ago, on his way home to Minneapolis after performing in Atlanta, Prince's plane had to make an emergency landing in Moline, Illinois, descending approximately 45,000 feet in 17 minutes. Prince checked into a local hospital for 3 hours and then went home. His team said he had the flu. The next day, he tweeted that he was throwing a $10 a head dance party at Paisley Park.
He seemed great. He seemed totally fine, energetic.
Local newspaper reporter Sharon Jackson, who was there, said Prince clearly wanted everybody to know he was fine.
What you're describing does not sound like a man on death's door.
I certainly did not get that impression when I was there, that's for sure. It just was a fun celebratory time. It just felt like we were being welcomed into Prince's home in a way and got to share a few minutes with him. We had no reason to be concerned about anything. He said, "Wait a few days before you waste any prayer."
And Dan Harris joins us live now. Dan, still so many questions tonight. What's next for the investigation?
You're exactly right, Tom. And now that the autopsy has concluded, the body has been returned to Prince's family. The sheriff here says he's got several detectives and several agencies working on this case, but he says do not expect quick answers. He says given the magnitude of this situation, he would rather be right than fast. Tom?